Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines 2, where we're back within the beautiful region of Woodville. Things have been going pretty well recently. We've actually started to earn quite a bit more cash than previously before, as the income is increasing because last episode we built for the first time ever our sole industrial town, which is not going to stay completely industrial. We're going to today start to build a little bit of residential just up here and also make plans for our fourth town in this four-town system loop. I don't know what to call it right now. I have no idea. Which is going to provide lots of workers. Now, the problem with building an industrial town in the last episode is it's provided too many jobs, okay? We've got up to 3,700 jobs currently available here. And unemployment, 0.8%. Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. You can see there is not really any of these right now that are completely filled to the brim. Every education level has jobs available, which is good for me. It probably just shows us that we need to kind of dive a little bit more into education to get those people, you know, smart. But at the same time, I need more people moving in. So last episode asked you guys to give me some pretty sweet name suggestions of what we can rename our industrial area. And a really good one I seen was actually a really smart way to kind of how we can rename. This is from your boy Hayden right now. He says to name it after the I don't know what the process you would call harbor, I believe it is. It's the process of where like you can kind of like grow trees and like shape them into archways and shade. I'm probably saying this completely wrong, but he says to kind of call it the Arborside Industry, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So Arborside, but he says to name the industry part like this. Industry. So you got arbor, the process of making shade from trees, and industry. Ha 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 ha. You get it, guys? Right, W's in the chat for Hayden right now. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. So if you are enjoying this series so far, smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, we do have a lot more zoning around here all done, but that won't get built until we've got more demand. So we're not going to worry about that anytime soon. We just need to add in a few more residents. So I'm actually going to start over here right now and to see what we can do just to finalize this area just that little bit more. So I think doing pretty simple stuff like being able to run through this. I don't know whether we should kind of maybe play around with the alignment here. And do you reckon it would be a good idea to maybe cut down? I could come off, say, for example, let's just pick a random spot like this here. And let's say that I chose to go on a little bend here, ran this down. Oh, no. Delete you. I'm going to do the little kind of side roads as well to kind of pull off. Right, that bends around like that. You get this very awkwardness on the go. But I might use these alley-style roads. No, do you know what? No, we're not going to use the alley-style roads. We'll kind of just create a very awkward and unique through route as if this was part of the suburbs. So run this going through like that. And I don't think I need to do anything else. I'm just going to keep it super simple in this area. So we'll have all low density. And I'm thinking whether to go... To mention, I could do a little bit of medium density. But I think the low density is probably perfect. We'll keep it normal. Oh, I might throw... Oh, mixed housing. That's actually an idea. Do you know what? No, we'll keep it all residential. We're going to keep all this all completely residential right now. So drop all this in. Keep it as it is. And then with the waterfront property scenario, we're going to bring that round to there. And then to here, push it up a bit. There we go. Do a couple little gaps there. I like the idea of these waterfront properties near the water. Obviously, that is always a good place to put them, guys. I don't know if you knew that. Top tip, guys. Waterfront properties near the water. I know, such a wild thing to suggest, isn't it? Right, how far do I take it? Do I go a little bit further with all of these? I could actually go a little bit bigger with these as well. Seems we've got a bit more space. Now I'm coming away from the waterfront properties, so let's just kind of keep it now normal. And let's just go to there. Right, that's a lot of stuff right there, isn't it? It's a lot of zoning I've now thrown in. And obviously we do have this road that kind of comes to an awkward end, but maybe this is where I can implement a small educational system. But how big do we go? Do you know what? That's actually perfect. Small little elementary school, UK styley. Why not? Why not? Right, allow that to build then and do what it's going to do. While that kind of now moves people in, it will then trigger a little bit of industrial growth, which is why we're seeing new industrial buildings now starting to be built, even though we've got no demand. I want to take a look at this area. So I think before we plan this, we've got to figure out where these bridges that come over from the Arbourside Industry area, brilliant name, how they're going to link up and flow through. Because I do like the idea of flowing through. They haven't got to always use the quicker route or the outer route. There's many, many options. So these two bridges there are going to go to these two bridges here that pass over. So we need to figure out how we are doing that. So if I bring that to there, I'm still on the old bendy wendy, aren't I? Yeah. And we're going to go... Okay, I don't want to do a 10, because that is completely wild. We'll have to anarchy it just for the sake of getting it in. So I'll go for a +5, straight over, and then down to 0. Bam. Okay, and then try and incorporate the same here. So straight over. And then straight down. And then we'll have to mimic it on the other areas, but there's got to be some point a bend to go down before we then bend to bring it back in. That's what we've got to do. So let me just get this road connected up, which... Right, let me turn the snapping off because for some reason... That's not liking what I'm trying to attempt. There we go. There we go. And let's figure it out. So I could actually run with the parallel of this. So if I brought... Right, ignore this. I'm just trying to get the parallel. Where's the snap there? 90 degree. Right, so that can come down and it can turn. Which I think I'm going to make... I'm going to do this randomly. I'm going to make that the turn. Have I just inadvertently just created chaos? Right, that should turn. Okay. Let me now delete all of this. And I want to see if I can get this. So is there like an ideal... It's a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 4th one along. Remember that, boys. So 1... 2, 3, 4. Okay, bear that in mind. So coming off this, which for some reason it just doesn't like the idea. Why have I turned the anarchy off? Right, I know that's where it's going to work anyway. And then where is... Oh, beautiful snappy snap snap. Oh, that's a little bit too close. Oh, now I've got to delete it all, which is even more annoying. Right there. Right, that will do. That will do. Let me turn the snap off. It's not liking that, is it? It really is not liking it. Snap back on. So, of course, we're coming up to this. Now, we don't have to do that type of bridge on every crossing. But I kind of do like it in certain areas. Like, not everywhere we've got it. So, I don't think I'm going to do it here. So, we keep that one pretty standard. And then that's going to run there. And then we bendy wendy like that. Well, let me first snap onto that and then unsnap on the connection. There we go. That runs through. Glorious. We've got our alignments there. And I've got to run this now down into there and into there. So we don't have them there. And I think I'm going to keep that fashion to here. And then the same with this one. And then I've just got to figure out now. So if I didn't do it there and then ran it all the way through, I can always upgrade it in the future. All right, to there. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay. So we'll probably change this. We'll have this just kind of run straight down into it. Because I get to, I want to try and keep, you know, as original as we can possibly be. That becomes the end run of that highway line, which is fine by me. And then we're going to run this now going all the way across, which bring it to there. I'm going to tweak what I want to change in just a minute. Bend. Right, that's the roads to flow through. Very important roads those are, boys. Very important roads. So where I feel like it makes sense, I will upgrade to this style. And I'm probably going to have to increase the heights ever so slightly. But I don't have to. There's small little creeks. Not going to have anything coming down here. So we can kind of get away. I'll keep that one as it is. And that will do me. So, like I said, I know that that's where it's all going to run. I'm going to delete these anyway. Because I know they're parallel with this road now at this point. It's now up to me to decide how I want to kind of come off all of this. In the meantime, though, we've actually got all these little houses over here now built. And it does look super bare without the trees. So we're going to add in the trees. Right, no anarchy. Up the strength. Up the brush size. And let's just see what we get by default anyway. As it should fill all the little nooks and crannies. Before I decide anarchy is my friend. Right, let's go. Singular, anarchy. Definitely got to drop some around by the school right now. Fill all these little nooks and crannies in. Down by the roads. That house has gone straight up abandoned. So I'm trying to add a little bit more depth. Put some in the front yards of these houses as well. There we go. It's not great, but it's definitely a lot better than what it originally looked like. So we've got some nature now thrown in. Right, beautiful. So how many residents does that actually give us? It gave us up to 307 residents. Okay, not bad. But this area is going to be a lot more people living here anyway. So let's now create a few additional runs of the roads. And I reckon it might be a good idea to kind of pick a few little spots and then see if we can kind of get to them. So I know that will be like the centered area. Right. And we'll then make... I mean, I could run it straight. How does running it straight here look? But here, I'll make it come off there. So I will be forced to create a bend. No. I always do that, don't I? No, I just literally did the same thing again. And I've done the same thing again. What is this game doing to me right now? Oh, that bends down that way, runs here. We've got that road running through there, and then we'll just kind of sprawl off it. I don't know if I like this being like that. I feel like we should kind of have a little bit of a different change. Like, what if I brought it out like this? And then we decide how we're going to do this. So that will go... like that. So little wiggle down. We're able to access a few little areas, which is pretty nice. And I reckon I'm going to come off here. And then we'll probably make this one a little bit more dramatic. Which that works like that. And then this, we're going to kind of like freehand it. As it comes down to the end of the peninsula. Right, I like this. This is looking pretty good. So you can see it's going to be a little bit different to our normal kind of how we try to create suburbs and grids. A little bit more flowy is the word, right? So bring that down. And I'm going to run that like that. And we'll sprawl off it. That seems pretty good to me. It really does. Right, more industry is now growing still, so it's small little increments. So it will feel like we're not making any progress with the unemployment. As in, like, not trying to get more unemployment. No, I'm trying to grow the residential, but as more people become available to hire, more businesses will develop. So that will be a thing as well. Right, so that road layout is pretty fine by me. I'm going to create a little loop system just here. And then do the same here. Like that. A couple of little teardrops there, and obviously they will kind of run up, which creates a very interesting approach for all of this. Very good. And I think this, you're not going to get much more out of this. So we can kill that off like that. Because you're pretty much running into a dead end here. There's no point running two roads up at this point. Whereas this, you've got the ability to make it kind of continue, which will probably make it continue here. And then this. And that one like that. This is going to be such a different area, isn't it? It's got such a different vibe already. I love it. And you can kind of see these little teardrop kind of switchbacks right now. And how they're working. So we've got 3 variations of that now all set up. I'm a big fan of it. I really am. So we'll create like a central area, which I know I keep building down here and the train stations are up here. It really should be going a little bit further. So I think a lot of the rest of the road right now could be done well, coming off what I've done, apart from this bit, could be done with like these alley-style roads. Now, that's a highway-style run road there anyway, so I'm going to come off here. And let me run in. And just go to there. So you got the normal road and you got the faster road variants, which will build off that instead. You can see where that's coming down right now, and obviously we can do something here as well. It does work, okay? It does work, but obviously we got to build further up and give us more than what we've just got here. Because I want the train stations to feel almost central to the area. Because I've still got these areas over here to build up and add more residents in as well. So maybe we should gonna be also focusing on trying to get this sorted. So this is kind of free-flowy to what we're currently building right now in these new areas. And it's just taking advantage of this format. And do I go straight? I'm gonna go smack bang in the middle. Like that. That's really good. I like it. Now we're getting some character. Right, we got a little bit of character on the go, boys. Do I go the full distance right now and bring it down to here? So I might do, but I might bend that this way. So bending that round to cut into there, but you do have these little roads that could just pass over to connect, and that's it. You wouldn't want to do anything else with that. So I'm looking for this southwest low density housing style. Okay, we're just going to go a little bit crazy with this. No, scrap that off there. A little bit crazy with this right now. So much zoning being thrown in. There we go. We're going to have so many houses now being built in this little area. Slowly, slowly, boys. Slowly, slowly. Which, again, makes then the train station feel more central to the hubbed area. Granted, the bus doesn't kind of cover that radius at the minute, but it should all be within walking distance to that train station anyway. So, Cedar Cove has got nearly 2,000 people currently living in this area, which is going to increase, obviously, as we get more and more people now. Does it make sense me... Oh, no. I got the wrong type of tree. Wrong type of tree. Turn off anarchy as well, please. Like, preempting the little nooks and crannies straight away. There we go. That kind of fills in a little bit. And how's the industry? I think we've really slowed down right now on the industry, so we got to get more people moved in again. But this area is coming together. I'm liking it. I'm liking it quite a bit. So let's get a few roads now kicking off this. So... do you reckon it kind of then makes sense to maybe go for like some dirt roads? I think that might be a good idea maybe over here. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm going to do some... we're going to keep the bendy wendy on. Right, and we're going to do some interesting little cul-de-sacs here. That sprawl out. And try and keep it a bit different at the same time. Right, I want to see how this turns out. So I'm now going for very flowy cul-de-sac routes, which look pretty good. I think I might be a little bit of a fan, boys. And I think that's as far as we go for them. Oh, that looks an interesting strip of roads here, doesn't it? It really does. How do those southwest medium low density houses look? Do you know what? I think they're okay. I think they might be okay to kind of continue this area. So I will drop a little bit of commercial down. We go for some southwest zoning just in the center here as a central little area. So we've got some central shopping. Okay, some central shopping just there. But that's all I'm going to do. And then I've got to now try and get all this in. And obviously make sure that it looks okay. Have I got the demand? Yeah, I've still got the demands. The demands aren't going anywhere. Oh no, I'm getting rid of the wrong stuff here. Sorry. And I'll fine-tune the beach style property things. So we'll bring this to about there. I'm going to run this right round. And do I get the full distance? I think I could do. But we'll leave it to that. We'll get some of these beach style property kind of fronts there. So I wanted to control the size of these. Same goes with this. Just wanted to control the size. That is a lot, isn't it? It is a lot. It definitely is a lot. Now, this doesn't have a region yet, okay? It does not have a region. So what we increased here by? Now, I said it was was it about 2,000 before? Oh, does it take into account the buildings before you've even put them in? Or am I seeing a different number? I can't quite remember what the number originally was. But, again, let me go crazy and preempt the tree situation. Because how did it look after this? Do you know what? Actually, that's not too bad. We've got a couple of trees in the center areas. So I think it might work out just there as well. Right. Still no new industry being built at the minute. I'm sure some of it did get built, but I wasn't paying attention. And I reckon we could go for some nicer style house in here. I think we should go for a slightly medium density style. Now, I can also go for a southwest medium density style. So let's see what we get from this. This will be interesting because it's all different shapes and sizes down here. So you're going to get like a different vibe, a different feel on the go to what we would normally have. And there'll be slightly taller buildings as well. So it should be pretty interesting, that. Right, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward and try and get some of this stuff now built. I've gained some decent amount of residents recently as well. Unemployment's slightly increasing, which is what I kind of want. Right, how are these buildings not having road access? What are you talking about right now? Same with you. Have you not got road access? The road is right there. Stop being so foolish. And then the tree sitch. There we go. Right, let's see what we get out of this. You're going to have buildings all different shapes and styles and heights. So it will be interesting. We've got a little bit of traffic over here as well. That is people trying to get out by the looks of it. So what I'll do is I'll incorporate an asymmetrical road to lead out. Right, let me anarchy it as well. So there's 2 lanes to get out. The sewage is going to be an issue next. Does it connect anywhere else? It does technically connect elsewhere, I'm assuming, but let me just do this. Right, there we go. So we've got 2 roads that can lead the traffic out. I wouldn't say that fixes the traffic in any way, shape, or form. But I think we might also need to get out of underground mode. Now, do I leave with that or enter with that? No, let's just leave it like that for a minute. We've got a dedicated now right turn for people wanting to enter, which should hopefully reduce some of the traffic. But once we've cleared this initial backlog, we should then be fine, right? I know it backlogs quite some distance at the moment. And probably sticking a roundabout would be a better idea. But I must... you can tell this has been backlogged for a while. You can tell it has. And it's mainly this road. How far... Yeah, this has been backlogged for ages. I reckon we need to incorporate a dedicated turn there. Right. Once they figure out what lane they need to be in, this should flow a little bit better. Won't be perfect, but it gets rid of some of the vehicles. That's got rid of all the vehicles right now. So once that backlog's gone, that will then clear. This will then clear. We're back in business. I'm just moving the traffic elsewhere right now, so let's not worry too much. Now, that is technically the only entry point into this area, unless you went from over there. So having additional entry points might eventually be a smart and wise idea. So what's the issues here then? The issues here are pretty much the same as well. I'm just going to implement the busiest areas. So allow the vehicles to flow through. Once they flow through, we should be then back to normal. But I've just got so many residential buildings built in. There's a lot of people wanting to now move into the area. So we have to kind of play a little bit of the waiting game. So that's now all clear. That's now all done. That backlog is now passed down to here, which will now give this chance to now clear through. Does take a minute or two, but we've got a dedicated right. We've got a dedicated left. I could, in theory, just upgrade that there. And we just get a few more vehicles merging in. And then that backlog should die down. And then we've got this backlog, which is, again, a result of all the other backlogs. But now I've made the junctions a little bit better. We hopefully shouldn't have this problem moving forward. This issue is now almost done. The backlog here is almost done. And then we've got no backlogs. At least I think I don't. Yeah, no backlogs at this point. Very good. How did these buildings look? Not bad. Oh, they're already burning down. I don't really have any fire in this area. Because everything is all for the district. As opposed to anything else. Whoopsie. Oh, okay. Industry's actually built up. It's actually filling more and more areas right now. So we are providing even more jobs. Which, very happy with. Right, traffic is now done, right? Yeah. We are now back in business. Back in business. So beautiful little suburb areas. I'm liking it. We need to actually create a district around this. So let me just kind of... I'm going to stick to these nice little decent sized density buildings. And then we have to fine tune all of this now. So we'll go to there. Like that. Right, there we go. So that will be interesting to see those type of style of buildings again. Like what we've got over here. And I like the idea of having trees around because it creates nice little nature. I do like the idea, but there is a little bit of room here to just squeeze the odd 1 or 2 more in. But no more than that. We'll keep it to. Yeah. Right, let's roll with that. We've got all them there building up. And let's put a radius around all of this. So, you know what to do by now, boys. I need a new name for this area. So let me know in the comment section down below, please. We got Birdsong Dale. 4,000 people live here already, which is pretty good. We're actually closing in on 100,000 people living in the region. So that'll bring more people and, of course, create more traffic. So I will have to start thinking about actually building a proper highway system passing through. Because we've just relied on those little kind of like national road things. And now, as we get more and more people wanting to go here, there, and everywhere, I think this highway system needs to be slightly bulked up, or we need to redesign it for its modern day use. Because there's a few spots like over here as well. I don't know if it's just the initial traffic moving everybody in. It could just be that, and I don't need to worry too much. But you never know. Right, we're going to have to provide some services in this area. First things first, fire. Because they are screaming out for it right now. Alright, I don't feel like we need to keep going big every time. But I think I'm going to build the fire station just here. There's a little bit of an upgrade district there. We'll do a nice small police station. Oh, yeah, do a police station, which I'm going to implement here. Add on while I need. Very good. So police, fire, medical. Which I'm going to put this. I'm going to place this here. Okay, maybe not exactly there. We'll go there instead. Little extension building up. This is for this district. Now, do I do deaf care as well? Yeah, we're going to obviously need our own deaf care. I'm going to keep to that UK church because that seems to be like the theme that we're running with. And could I implement it here? Yeah. Add the upgrades. Yeah. And make this operating district here. So each district here has got its own services, which I find really interesting. We just don't have any educational services yet. Now, we'll go with the UK Suburban one again. And I will implement you. So I'm going to do it right here in the center. We'll do it just there. Add in the extensions for this area. And then we'll just keep it like that for now. So they're waiting for a hearse, so we should have all the hearses driving about. In fact, we've got none. So we'll keep it like that for now. It'll be something good that we can work upon. But all the industry has now been almost filled up. So is that all the zoning now done? It pretty much is. So all I've got left right now is like tech, which is, you know, this office stuff. So I might just spend this demand to what I've got for this area. And I'll just do it to there. And then that's it. We've heavily built on this section. And then all I've got to do is plan better public transport and better highways linking everybody up who wants to drive here via the road. I've got, obviously that comes out there and leads up to there, but that needs a better junction up here. I've got the ability to come down to here and then go up to there. That's all okay, but it kind of the long way out. These junction up here are going to suffer, so we need something better for them to pass through. Yeah. Because these are definitely going to struggle. Unless I allowed us to have like another bypassing highway road that came a little bit closer. That kind of came down here, went round the outskirts through, passing through, and then merge into there. That is a good idea. I mean, it's a good idea because we can have then we can split the traffic. If you're using this to kind of bypass this area, or you're going to use the closer one if you're accessing the area. That also works out fairly well as well. Now, we're going to see if we can add in a little bit more higher densities. But I don't know where the best place would be to put them. Could I do a nice little strip there? Nice little strip there. That should fill in the little gaps beautifully. Adds a little bit more depth to the area as well. But other than that, I think it's been pretty successful. We've still got a few problems over here right now with no road access on some of these buildings, which is crazy to think. All of the offices are now slowly being built up as well. Now, like I said, we shouldn't really have created more unemployment because we've also created more jobs. But we are theoretically putting more people into work. And it's worked. It actually has worked. So we can't complain. We really can't. Right, are those buildings been built? Alright, there's one. We should get another one just over here in just a minute. 79, 80. What about the one next door to it? Taking a while, right? What if I zoomed out and looked over here? Would it make the game go faster? Yes. The game was running pretty slow then for a second. I'm just kind of moved away. Let me go back. Is it done now? Yes, there's one. And this other one should be coming in very soon. So, adds in a few more residents, which is pretty sweet. But we probably will cross the 100,000 population mark in the next episode. Now, all this extra space, greenery, is going to be eventually turned into forestries, because that is what the series is pretty much all about. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with this. This is so dramatic, it's unreal. I'm surprised you don't have more traffic over here than we actually do right now. Wild. 50 passengers are waiting at that station, 50 at this one, 31 at this one, and 99 at, 107 at this one. Even better. Alright boys, we'll end it here. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, please smash the like button down below. Until next time, I will see you all soon, so goodbye.